What's going on, huh?
I just saw a thing that, but anywho, hello, how are you?
I'm chilling. I'm chilling. Oh man, you mentioned it last time. We did
Mhm.
not get into the Olympics.
No, we didn't. Oh,
Real talk.
did
It's that
you
time of year.
have you watched any of the Olympics?
Very little, admittedly. I've watched every basketball game, men and women's.
Okay,
Really been impressed as always by Team USA, but
sure.
more so, uh, I've seen basketball grow as a global sport, and this year it's been dope. Like I saw Canada look great as a team
Oh yeah, I was
throughout the
wondering
tournament.
about that. People were talking about like
Yeah,
Canada was looking good. Okay.
like there's gonna be a year soon where they win the whole thing. Like they have a lot of young talent
Mm,
that and the country now, like it doesn't feel separate from America anymore.
right.
So like there's people that grow up playing ball over there just as much as they do here. You know what I mean? So yeah, that it's been fun to see them and some of the other countries like genuinely give US a game. My son
Yeah.
had like a lot of pride too in DR in the trip we took to Dominican Republic. So he's been sending me a bunch of like Dominican athlete stuff. So
Okay.
that's been cute. It's been fun. So yeah, I've been kind of plugged in that way. How about you?
Oh, well, I for whatever reason wake up early. I'm not happy with it. Um, my body just does it's not something's got to change. But
Yeah, I, I love the idea of you going to a doctor and like using the Olympics as a way of breaking into your like medical issues. You're like, man, I've been trying to watch these games, but like I can't sleep at night. So like I'm really up to date
yes, I'm
on.
so I'm so on top of it. So, but I was like, I'm gonna try and watch some shit I just don't get to
Okay,
watch because Paris, I think, is either 5 or 6 hours ahead, maybe. Um,
right,
so if you are up at 6:30, you missed the beginning of a couple of things, but you can jump in and they've already started their day.
right.
So I'll get up, I'll eat a little toast, and I watch surfing. And I was like, where are they surfing in France? And it turns out they're in Tahiti. So I'm like, oh, so we're also just using like colonies? Like, you know what I mean? Like, how are,
Rock boy.
so, because there's no place, because we're thinking, because I was watching a replay of that, and my roommate was watching some of it with me, and we were just like, he was like, "Where are they doing this?" And I'm like, "You know what? That's a great question because I don't know where you can surf in Paris, but I do know they'd use the whole country, as setting. Like, I was like, I don't think you can surf in the south of France, which is where their beaches, I
Right.
don't know. So then he looked it up and it was in Tahiti. And maybe I don't even know where Tahiti is. How about that? But I'm like, oh, okay, great. Um, but that was weird to watch and figure out how they score it,
Right.
right? Because they put three um of them out there on the water, and they give you like 30 minutes to catch at least two waves. And you're
Okay.
in like a position. So it's your turn and you just kind of wait it out. And then if you think this next one's going to be a wave, you try to catch that one and go through the barrel and all that kind of shit. And then it's the next person's turn, but you got to wait for him to feel like, all right, here's a wave. And then you get. So, I mean, it's part waiting game and then just a little bit of excitement and hope that you pick the right wave.
Okay.
What you picked becomes a wave. So that was kind of wild. Um, I watched a good amount of men's rugby.
Ooh. Okay.
That was like the first day. By the time I got into it, they were already doing like medal like matches, and I was like,
Right.
we already determining it. And I realized it's because rugby is not that long of a game. Like a match is maybe 30 minutes or something
Okay.
like that. Like each half maybe is like 15 minutes and they just play, which makes sense because it is children who don't quite know the rules of football, but know that they just want to tackle and throw and but with no pads or anything. That's kind of rugby, and you throw the ball behind you, But there's no at least when they tackle, it's not like they run in. Oh, that's not true. I mean, they are trying to kill each other. It looks like,
Yeah.
but you're picking up like you can pick up your teammate. Again, I've done no research. Or if you tackle, you like grab the legs
Right.
together instead of like running into them like head first or whatever. You kind of grab and then you both like slide together. Like there's an understanding of how to do that without because no one's wearing any pads.
Yeah.
Really. You're just out there in like a striped shirt and some short shorts and
Real
sneakers.
talk.
And I gotta tell you, as a thigh aficionado, that's the game to beat. You like thighs? Do you like thighs?
Respect.
That's your sport. That is your sport.
Yeah. And they don't go too high they don't go too like long on the shorts.
They're not short shorts.
Yeah.
But I mean them thighs need to breathe.
Yeah.
Where it's a manageable thigh, not like some big old like weightlifting thigh or not like discus thigh, which is too much thigh. Or shot put. A shot put thigh is entirely that's a tree. Anywho, I watched some synchronized diving. I like diving a lot. For about 30 to 40 minutes, I was an expert on team handball, which isn't what you think it's going to be. Because handball, what is handball to you?
Against the wall.
Against the wall, right?
That's the first rule that's not true?
Okay, there's no wall. I think it was handball. That's what they were calling it. Your teams, and it's like throwing. It's like hockey, no sticks, no puck. It's like a bigger hacky sack, and you're throwing it to each other, and then you throw it into a net that is the size of like a hockey goal, and there's a goalie who has to. Yeah, it's soccer, but without, and it's not like a ball. It's like a little sack. I don't know.
Somebody on the Olympic committee wanted their son to get a medal. That's not even a real sport.
I don't. Okay? It's a sport. Like it's a team, and they're working together, and it's just. I mean, I'm just surprised how many team sports are just like, got to get this into there, right? And so that's it. It's just one of those. Got to get this over there.
Okay.
And so at first I was just like, how does this work? And why is it called I know it's team handball, I think, but why is it called that? Because there's no wall. Unless I am describing the wrong sport, which could be very true, because even though my body is up at 6:30, brain not so much. But they seem to be saying team handball.
Right.
But I was all for like the goalies having to knock these things away, and so that was kind of neat. I watched a little bit of archery. I watched, which was okay, but it ended up being kind of boring. I watched a good deal of fencing.
Okay.
There are different. I don't know what you call them. I call them fencing sticks. There are different ones. There's the foil, and then ete or something, and then another one like. Which
what all stances or sticks?
No, like the actual poking. The poking stick.
The move.
Not just the move, but the actual like thing that you hold. There are different ones.
There's different ones?
Ones. I think one's a little maybe looser, or also the handle of it seems different of each one. That's how you can tell the difference, I think. Judging by
that's like a fighting style choice, I'm assuming. Like I'm better with this stick.
I guess since it's a little different, but it all seemed they're tethered to a long kind of runway, like a long runway, and they are tethered, but they can still move around a good deal, but they are attached to something, but it's not like a zip line. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't pull you back like a seatbelt. I don't know, but those were fun to watch.
It'd be dope to watch fencing like the way like boxers do, where like like have you seen like boxers where they train where like they have to put one of their feet in a tire? So like they can't go too far. It'd be dope to have fencing like that where like They
Where
gotta
you
be
can't
like
go anywhere?
they can't
I
go
don't know.
far.
I mean, maybe they might do that just to practice the going in,
Right.
the big lunge. But I mean, it's about being very quick on your feet and being able to move backwards um and you have to hit like certain parts of the body of the body in order to get the point. So
Right, right.
sometimes they can end up next to each other, like boxing when they're like it looks like they're just hugging.
Right. Or they can't hit the part.
But right. Well, so that's the thing is they will be up the fencers will be up against each other with their little sword trying to poke at the part. I just got to get them behind the shoulder blades, but they're all up on each other just kind of like trying to get their it's
Oh,
very
that's what's up. Yo,
funny.
scratch that for me. That's what's up.
Yes, exactly. Trying to still get them in the chest or get a leg or something.
Oh, that's fire. I gotta tell you, I am a little disappointed that you didn't like the archery. I didn't see it this year, but I
Mhm.
try to watch it because as a former uh as a former athlete, even though I definitely was that's too aspiration. I definitely wasn't that good. You know what I mean? But as a former person that moved,
Okay.
I think that's more accurate. I
Right.
still hold out the dream that one day I will be in an Olympic
Oh,
event. And
and you
archery is one of the games that skews older.
right.
You know what I mean? So they've consistently had people win medals in their 40s and 50s.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So you could start late and get good and technically win. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like
Yeah, I could see that happening. I don't know, maybe the pace was I guess I was just coming off of something that was already moving in a
yeah,
way that when
yeah.
I got to archery, I was just like, this is slow and yet also kind of stressing me out.
Nah, I dig it. Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, but I was excited to watch it. Like I
Right.
wanted to it was on my list of ones that I wanted to watch. Um
I got into the table tennis because of some
oh,
there's an
okay.
Asian lady that's 61
Mhm.
that she made the team 30 years ago in her native country, and then she moved
Okay.
and made it now for a dip for some other country that she retired in.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? But she stopped playing back in the day because for a while, and this is part of nuances of sports that you don't know
Mhm.
about normally, right? I learned that the paddle has different textures on both sides of the paddle.
Right.
I didn't
Yeah.
know that. And
Oh yeah.
apparently there was a rule change during her prime where the paddles had to be different colors on each side. And she was that gave away her secret. She was the reason I was good
Oh.
is because I could hold it in a funny way that you wouldn't know which side I'm hitting it. So
Gotcha.
it messed with her head and she retired unofficially. And
Okay.
they undid that rule and she got her mojo back.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
61 out here busting ass.
That's great. I could see that. I mean, that was very exciting. I know there was one volley, I forget if it was like China and the US maybe that
Yeah.
went on for an extremely long time. It was doubles and they were just pop 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 for a very long
Oh,
time. And I saw some of that, but I that's one that I meant to watch. Maybe I can find a replay of it. Peacock
yeah.
is really it's making its now I'm like, "Oh, this is why I pay for you." Cuz every 4 years
Real talk,
between
B.
this and the Law and Orders and I guess also the I don't know, the Project Runways. But
Okay.
otherwise, what
Real
are you
talk,
here
yo.
for? Yeah, but
Yo, I was on Peacock and they took the show off.
how about that?
You know, I was I can't support on principle. I don't even know if I can list it as a
Look,
credit anymore.
if
Did it happen?
if Showtime stopped showing couples therapy, I wouldn't have it because I was on Flatbush Misdemeanors and that was such a great show and they just
Yeah.
yoinked it and I'm like, man, I'm very angry with you, Showtime. And then they yoinked all the other shows that I was watching that made it worth my time for Showtime. I was just like, oh, boo. But then they gave me couples therapy and I was like, well, shit,
I'm
I
back,
do
baby.
like this. I do like this. So here we are. But yeah, so I watched that. I watched, some of the swimming. I guess track is starting up now, so I
Yeah.
gotta put that on and let that
Did,
run.
did
No
you
pun
did,
intended.
did you
Um,
do the Netflix series?
what
Sprint
Netflix?
is phenomenal.
Oh, no, no,
Yeah, it's like all
no.
about the sprinters that are gonna be in the
Oh,
Olympics.
cool.
Yeah, you see like the whole lead up of them over the last year, or like some of the drama of them winning the championships last year and
Right.
literally leading up to these races. Um,
Okay.
they interview some of like the greats in the past, but like it's all about like this current group. Like Noah Lyles trying to like win the 100 and 200, and like you
Mhm.
get to see their personalities.
Oh,
Like super like
nice.
big talker versus like a more quiet person. The drama in like the Jamaican women's team where like the two best individual women track stars were both being trained by the same guy, and they found it like to be an issue because they were like, yo, are you rocking with me or with her?
Right, right,
And they
right.
both ended up quitting the legendary trainer. So like they're both training on their own for the Olympics, and they both made the team, but they don't train with the team. So what do you get out of watching the Olympics?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what I it's nice to watch people do a thing, I guess, partially. Like it's nice to watch sport without all of the baggage
Oh, okay.
because when you are when you're watching localized sports, and to me localized can mean the actual country, right?
Right, right,
You're, no matter who your local team is, like just the idea of team colors and the loyalty and the fair weather fans and the all of that people actually getting into fights over it, people choosing their colleges because of it, like all of that is a little to me a little annoying,
right.
right? And sometimes I just want to watch people do a thing. Also, I mean, I for as far as the major sports that happen in the United States, for example, I like basketball. I wish I was better about keeping up with it.
I
Um,
mean, I get it. Steve Nash don't play no more. You know what I mean?
sure, yes. So, well, not only that, there was a time where every basketball player's name started with a K, and I was just like, I can't, really cannot keep up. So maybe like 7 years ago, but it happened, and I was just like, "Wait, who was that one again?" And it wasn't like on some old they all look alike, it was literally because their names all started with K, and I think we were just coming out of a time where everyone's name started with a J too. So there were a lot
Okay.
of J's and a lot of K's, and I was just like, "I give, uncle, I can't," you know? Um, but I enjoy it. I don't know if I can watch it. I mean, I can, but it also, I
Uh,
enjoy it. And what's the other one? I enjoy soccer, but sometimes I feel like I need to have. I don't know. It's fine, but the stuff around it is so much. You
right.
know, I'm not a baseball person. I'm not really a football person.
Mm-mm.
What else? Tennis. I mean, I actually have watched like back in the day. I watched a great deal of tennis.
Oh.
Um, I don't know why how I got there, but I did. I would watch tennis.
It
And
just kept making me, you know?
yeah, yeah, I would do that. So um, but it was just kinda nice to it's but I do actually like the things that are happening in
Yeah.
classic form of just like, "You're not a sports fan, you only like the stuff that happened in the Olympics." Yeah, you're right. I do.
Yeah.
I like watching the swimming. I like watching the diving. I like going, "That's
Yeah.
too big of a splash." I like watching you know what I mean? It's so easy to be like, you like to
Oh,
about and I don't it's not like, well, I have to support them because we both went to Georgia Tech or whatever. I could just be like, "Yo, the Japanese one is killing it." You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like it's
Huh.
to watch that, I'm like, "Yeah, no, absolutely, that person is doing well." Um, I
Huh.
like,
So
oh,
no, a few things. One, I fully agree with you with weird basketball names. I have this weird conspiracy that like there are certain last names that tell me you were made in a warehouse. Like, you were
Mm,
breeded to play the sport. Like, I've
right.
never met somebody whose last name is Stoudemire or Hardaway that didn't play basketball.
How
I
about
own
that?
Real talk.
How
They
about
are only basketball players. I don't even think there's I don't think there's two, siblings. I don't think there's parents. They're
right,
just lab made.
right,
Um,
yes.
so yeah, I'm fully on board with the weird name thing. I think the person that's in charge of making these athletes is
Mhm.
not a creative.
Right.
He's a scientist. He's I don't got time. Like Jordan, James, Jim, yeah, all of them. Cool.
Yeah.
Send them out.
And they're also, and I mean that now this is a personal gripe about basketball, and maybe I'm missing, but it feels like the newer people are like the kids of older people, and as
Yeah,
such, not much in by way of personality.
yeah.
And so I think we're getting these lab grown folks who are very good at it, but just not
I don't
not
care about them.
nothing. Yeah, I don't care. I kind of don't care right now. And with time they'll give me a reason to care. But even
Yeah,
all the J's and the K's, I wouldn't. They just weren't moving me as much.
just
I'm
being
not as moved.
being real. I got two kids that are 14, 15. They're the only 14 and 15-year-olds I want to hear from. Like 15-year-olds just don't interest me as people. They don't, and it's not as a diss. It's just you don't
Right.
have anything that's happened yet. I
Yes.
don't really care. Like,
Yeah.
you
So,
know what I mean?
I'll check back in, maybe I'll try, before every season, before every NBA season, I go, all right, I'm going to really, care. And I never do. Maybe I'll give it the WNBA. Maybe I'll try that.
Yeah.
But I feel like I just will occasionally go to a game and watch and go, huh, that was fine. Um, yeah. What
No, but
else?
I'm with you. I love that the Olympics. It's weird because like you would assume the stakes are higher, but like there's a purity to it that like I feel comfortable rooting for other countries. I think
Right.
if the story is beautiful, it's there's like inspirational moments that happen that I'm like, I don't know, I don't even know what that country is. I didn't know it was a country till today, and
Right.
I'm rooting for that guy. I like the story that they told me about it. You know what I mean? He got like a farm that like he works out at, and
Right.
he does push-ups on log sticks or some weird shit, and
Yes,
he's been
exactly.
training for his whole life for this. It kind of reminds me of what we do. Like we do stand up a lot
Hmm.
every day, all year. We're doing all these sets. And for the most part, we're judged by like the 3 albums and the two Tonight Show appearances that we have over the
Right.
course of a decade. Like
Right.
these dudes work years and like they try their best. And then these men and women get in front of the camera and all the work for the last 20 years, you got 10 seconds to like make that
Yeah. Yeah,
decision worthwhile or not.
it's a real pressure cooker. And
Yeah,
you also can see people, like you do kind of see them as close to their true form as
yeah,
possible, because it's so much pressure. And either they can crack or they can rise, but you can really see them like kind of dealing with it. And that's
yeah,
more interesting than making sure I'm cheering for my team, even though my team hasn't done well in years and years.
right.
But so there's something about that. Also, I don't know if they've started the breakdancing yet.
There's breakdancing in the Olympics?
Yes, and I don't think it's started yet. I think we're almost through the first week, and it's 2 weeks. So
Right.
maybe it's next week that will happen. I'm not sure. I really do need to look it up because I want to see how that is done.
Who's judging that? Crazy
How
Legs?
about
Like,
that? That's what I'm saying. I'm like, how does this work?
there's
How
gotta be
does this
points
work?
involved, but yeah.
Yeah. So,
Huh.
I mean, and also, I think it would be cocky of the USA to think that we're gonna win
I don't
the
think we are at
breakdancing.
all.
Is the Philippines still a thing?
Yo, real talk. Yo,
Come
I was
on.
thinking the same thing. Real talk. Yo,
Yo, is Japan still out there? Then
real
yeah, we
talk.
need to take our bronze and go. Like,
With pride. Real
yeah,
talk.
we need to be happy.
It's gonna
We
be
need to
like 16 Jabberwockies just gonna kick your
right.
ass. Be real talk.
Like, let's be real right now. But I did watch the skateboarding.
Okay.
And I watched a little bit of the BMX, which I don't know what I'm going through. I enjoyed watching the skateboarding because I've been watching skaters jump off of ledges since high school. Just there holding the camcorder for them.
Hey man,
But
yo.
But the BMX thing, I don't know, something clicked. I've watched it before and been like, okay, but I watched it yesterday, I think, and it clicked, and I was just like, this shit is wild. And
Yo,
I didn't think I don't watch the X Games, but
I rock with the X Games whenever I catch. It's something I never tune in for
right.
or go to watch, but whenever it comes on, I stay.
Sure. Yes. So, yeah, so it's just there are some things that I will catch and I'm like, "Oh, yes, I do enjoy watching this, and I only get to see it,
Huh.
every 4 years or something." Rugby is one of them. I like that skateboarding's in it. And that's wild that surfing's in it, and I'm probably gonna try and watch more cycling. And then, uh, you know, they already did the shooting ones, but I wanna see what that's about. Fencing was fun. And then just see what else is out there. I missed, I think, some horse stuff, but, you know,
Hell yeah.
they're just I just wanna watch the shit that I don't normally before we get back into the whole fucking America of it all. I wanna enjoy that, and then I guess I gotta wait 2 years for the Winter Olympics, even though I liked it when it all fell on the same year. I don't know.
Yeah. Now
That's
I like the split personally.
Oh, do
Uh,
ya?
yeah, I like the little. It gives me like it's like a little hit every couple years.
Yeah, I guess so, but I kinda liked it when it was all because 'cause I'm still
Once.
kinda high off of it, and then they're like, "Look, here, they're doing it in the snow," and I'm like, "Ah!" You know? I like all my hysteria to happen every 4 years.
Oh man, you know, I love that. It's such a human moment. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like we're gonna celebrate these people that win, and that's beautiful. I love that you see that winning. The way a winner looks is very different. Like you got like these like there's a very Americanized way that like if you're from here, you're raised to think person wins. You got like your like I'll take the last shot mentality of like a
Right.
Jordan, Kobe. I love
Yes.
seeing that other countries they raise athletes differently, and like
Right.
winning is a very different approach, almost zen like. I love that winning can mean different. Like you see people that are like, I got the bronze, and like that's life changing for them and
I
their
mean,
country.
that's what the, men's gymnastic team got
Right?
the bronze, and they haven't medaled in, what, like 16 years?
Yeah, and they they
S
they
and
badly
yeah,
so they talking that up because it's like, yo,
yeah,
we never in this.
right, exactly. So, yeah, it's nice to see, like yeah, so I'm looking at the bronze, I'm looking at the silver where they're just like, "Yo, I'm on the stand." You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I'm
Like,
out here.
that's kinda great.
And I
So
also I love that like um just making the Olympics is a genuine like incredible feat. And I love that we're seeing that like there's value in failing. You know what I mean? Most of the people that go to the Olympics are going to lose. It just
Oh,
is what it
right.
is. And
Mhm.
I think there's real value in trying your best and not succeeding
Yeah,
just
because it's
because of the
one thing to, like,
process.
lose in the Olympics, you know what I mean?
Right, yo, that's
Like,
dope.
you still were in the Olympics. You got to, well, in this case, ride a boat through the city or whatever. Instead of walking into a coliseum, everybody had to ride a also, just seeing who's there. Snoop has been everywhere.
Yo,
Snoop is everywhere, and I don't fully understand. Like, I get it, but I'm also like, my man, you're everywhere. He is everywhere. Flavor Flav, this is the best story. Found out about the women's water polo team and how a lot of them are working jobs and having to pay for their
yeah.
stuff for the U.S. women's polo team. So he sponsored them. So he's there as a sponsor of the women's water polo team. And I'm like,
Flavor
yeah,
Flav, yo.
look at these old men getting into something.
Real
You know
talk.
what I mean? Like Flavor Flav, people love him. People are giving him clocks. Like it's great. He's getting caught. He's taking pictures with
Hell
everybody.
yeah.
Like it's insane. It's
Hell
insane. And
yeah.
then just the weirdness of wherever it happens to be. So the weirdness of it being in Paris. Now I've never been to Paris. But when I heard it was happening in Paris, I was like, how are they gonna do that? Because I did not think Paris had the stuff. And they may still not have the stuff. You know how we did the story about people wanting to shit in the Seine
Yeah.
River? Because they're mad about it happening and I think they had some sort of power outage anyway, Paris did. And so there was already a bunch of sewage that leaked in the Seine. So they may not do the swimming in the Seine part of the triathlon. I'm
Real
like,
talk.
I can't believe my understanding of Paris is that they are peeing and shitting in the streets always, and rats are insane there, carrying baguettes and wearing berets. The rats are.
Real talk. Y'all rats give New York like a run
Yeah,
for their money.
like for real, because they're
Yeah.
snobby. The Parisian
talk.
rats are snobby.
New
So
York
that's-
rats are trying to survive, but like, you know, like y'all rats got taste. They're like, I don't eat that shit.
Yes, exactly. so
I
that's
don't eat fresh bread. You know what I mean?
that's my understanding. Yeah, can you believe that? Just a rat waiting outside the oven for a fresh loaf. Like, that's my understanding. So I was like, how are they going to do that anyway? I thought the Seine was already filthy. And it turns out, yeah, it is. It is filthy. Also, Celine Dion performed. I don't know if you saw that. I don't know if you've heard
Nah.
that
I know.
she's been ill lately, and it was
Oh.
thought that she would not be able to perform again. There's a documentary that just came out about her that I haven't watched, but I've been meaning to. I just haven't gotten to it yet. But she, has been talking, she wants to perform again, of course, because she is a born performer. And so she was the last part of the performance, and she sang. And I cracked a couple of jokes like, oh, here she go, blah, Celine Dion, I'm glad she can make it, blah, blah, blah. And then I got extremely emotional. I'm not even like a Celine Dion person, but I'm always rooting for her because she's so much, and she knows exactly who she is and what she does, and she leans into that so hard, and it's necessary. We need
Amen.
that. And so to see her sing, I was just like, she's singing again. She's standing on the Eiffel Tower singing, and it's raining, and she's got this great dress on, just a beam of white light, and I'm like, it's great. It's great. So I gotta hand it to him.
If you would like to continue to root for Celine Dion, okay?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Real talk. All you gotta do is like, subscribe to the show, baby. If you an Apple or Spotify listener, we appreciate your ratings. 4 stars. You don't think she deserves it, okay? You don't know how much performing means to her, okay? Yeah, she's been successful. She's had other things. She doesn't need more, per se. But still, I'm happy for her. 5 stars. You know what it's like not to perform if you're a born performer. You know she needs this to be happy. You know what I mean? Fun fact, I didn't know pop songs at all growing up. Like, I couldn't tell apart pop singers because I didn't like listen to that
Sure.
as a genre.
Yes.
So like
that tracks.
Yeah. So like when Mariah Carey did the song with ODB, I thought that was Celine Dion initially.
Honestly,
Bottom of my heart.
I can't even goof on you for that, because that absolutely is someone who literally has probably only listened to Das Effects since they were born.
Real talk.
That's
Bottom of my heart. I heard that song for like 2 weeks. I was like, oh, Celine Dion doing shit with hip hop now? That's what's up. And they're like, nah, it's Mariah Carey. I was like, oh, okay. I mean, still, you know.
All right. 6
Real
of one,
talk.
half dozen of the other, I guess.
Okay, you know what I mean?
Oh my God.
Do you have any articles you want us to cover? Please DM us directly on Twitter or Instagram at Silky Jumbo or at Gastor Almonte. Admittedly, we've been off the game with sharing them for this week, but we'll be back.
Week was, okay. Yeah, in the last 2 episodes, we had a lot to cover.
Real talk.
But we will get back to the articles.
We back in the swing of things, baby.
Yes.
With all that said, I am the new Celine Dion fan, Gastor Almonte. Real talk. Waiting for these Jermaine Dupri remixes to all her hits.
Oh,
It's gonna be crazy. I think he could do something.
He might.
Real talk. With low-key huge Celine Dion fan. Y'all didn't expect that. Shalewa Sharpe.
Not huge. I could pick a couple of songs out, but I mean, I might be a bigger fan of rugby now than Celine Dion. I mean, I haven't seen Celine Dion's thighs, but that's really the determining factor.
Her stage shows are like 3 hours. She stands a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she does a lot of that. Look, and also, I'm just glad that she's doing better, doing well enough to sing again.
Real talk. I'm glad she's back. She's still young enough to maybe have the same dream as me. Win an Olympic medal in archery.
in archery.
You know what I mean? If
Yo,
you can't sing, go out there.
I put money on that. She probably kills at ping pong.
Real talk, low key, she seemed like somebody that got like she'll surprise you with some weird hand-eye coordination skill.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? I
yeah.
fully believe it. She'll do some nasty shit. Like, I
Yeah.
feel like she could like do card tricks and
I bet Yeah, I bet she's real great at like Mario Kart.
Yo, actually, I know exactly what Celine Dion is good at.
Oh, okay.
Real talk. No, I promise you she's good at this. Celine Dion is really good at stacking pennies on her elbow and catching them in one motion. Real talk. Tell me she not, yo.
No, you right.
Real talk.
Yeah.
I promise you, like, just see, like, yo, like, I've sold billions of records, but also, have you seen me do this? And just catch it in one motion.
You are absolutely right. I can't tell you how right you are. You are absolutely right. That's her. That's
Real
her.
talk. That's her right there. If she ever launched her OnlyFans, it's just her catching more pennies at a time. Yo, Celine, if you're not showing us that, you got to soon.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know you can. I know you got it, yo. Catch y'all next time. Peace.